everybody. It is August 31st. It is Monday, the start of, I guess technically officially week 2 of at-home learning, and it is about 9 o'clock. My stomach has not been very happy since like Saturday, and I'm not sure if it's like stress related or if there's like something actually wrong with my stomach. I just like haven't been really hungry, and when I do eat I just feel really like sick after. So yeah, that hasn't been fun, but you know, in true teacher fashion, I just like pushed on through our morning WebEx at 8 this morning with our kiddos and just, you know, ignored how I was feeling physically and just taught as if nothing was wrong, because you know that's what teachers do. We just push all the physical things aside and we put on the show for the best show possible for our students. So that is what I did. Now it is about 9 o'clock. I have another hour until our next virtual meeting. And then in this time, I plan to record or make like tutorials for our math lessons for the week. I was gonna do it over the weekend, but like I said, I wasn't feeling good. So I'm just trying to like jam it out right now. So yeah, we do use the Stepping Stones curriculum by Origo, and the first unit honestly is mainly just counting. So it's super easy, super basic, not a lot of like new instruction that I'm gonna need to introduce, which is kind of nice. And so yeah, my videos are not necessarily teaching videos, but more like verbal directions and instructions on how to complete all the pages that they're gonna have to do. But like I said, it's mainly just like counting the shapes or counting the objects, so really simple. So yeah, I plan to just record all of those videos, and then I'm going to hopefully, if I have time, I can start like editing them and putting them together. So yeah, and then at 10 o'clock we have our next virtual meeting for our Hawaiiana lesson. So kind of a chill time right now, but I'm very grateful for it because like I said, I'm not feeling 100%, so it's nice to be able to just like sit and talk and not really have to like be actively teaching and whatnot. So that's the plan for right now. I just finished my last WebEx meeting or like virtual meeting with my students. It is 1:30 right now. And today so far was okay, considering that my stomach was a little funky, but I got through it, and that's what counts. So right now I am just trying to finish up all of my videos for the rest of this week so that that is done and ready to go. And then starting like tomorrow and for the rest of the week, I can start prepping my videos and lessons for the following week. So I'm trying to stay like 1 week ahead and do everything during the work week so that the weekend I can just like relax and de-stress and not have like this looming cloud of work over my head. So that's the hope. So far, I guess like during the break, I was able to film footage for 2 of my video tutorials for my students, which I was kind of disappointed I didn't get to do more, but it's okay. It is what it is. So it is about 1:30 right now. I'm currently exporting one of the videos that I need for tomorrow, and then I need to film and edit another video that I need for tomorrow, and then at least I'll know tomorrow is ready to go. And then whatever time I have after that will probably just be for finishing up the rest of this week's videos. So it's a lot to do, but I've had several parents say that they appreciate the video tutorials, so I think I'm going to keep doing them. I know not all of my parents or all of my students are watching them, but because it's helping a few, I feel like it's worth the time and the effort. So yeah, we're just gonna keep going and hopefully it'll be okay. So we'll see if they all get done. Crossing my fingers. It is Tuesday, September 1st, and I am so happy that it is finally a new month. August was just freaking crazy with everything going on and getting back into school and the delay in the start of school and trying to figure out how to do all of this at home learning, and then our state went back into lockdown, and it has just been a crazy month and a crazy time. So I'm very happy that it is a new month. I feel like it's a brand new beginning and a new chance to just start over. So anyway, that's just kind of how I'm feeling right now, and just in a very good mood. So it is now 2 o'clock. I finished all of my WebEx virtual meetings with my kids today, and today was the first day that we started our science lesson. So we are starting with patterns in the sky and talking about like day and night, and like the moon phases and the cycles of everything and the seasons. And so today we just started simple. We talked about the day sky and the night sky. And then I had questions on the Google Slides for my students to answer, and they worked on that, and I've already gotten several like submissions on Google Classroom, so that is going good. So right now I am just trying to get a jump start on my slides for next week, which is a short week because of Labor Day. So I'm so excited. I like desperately need a 3-day weekend. I am trying to look ahead and map out our math lessons. Because we started later than anticipated, obviously, we didn't get to, like, we're about a unit and a half behind with our pacing for first quarter. And so we're just trying to like power through and finish what we're supposed to finish in first quarter as soon as possible. So I'm working on that pacing guide right now. And then I'm also trying to figure out our reading groups for my kiddos. And I've been talking to some team members to figure out a way to like make writing better or like more purposeful, because right now the students are writing and I'm not checking it, or I can't see it. And so I feel like if I don't give them a purpose, if they're not going to turn it into me, they're going to totally slack or not want to do it, which I totally understand. So I'm trying to work on that. So just a lot of like jumbled things going on in my head that I'm just trying to get into my plans and onto my computer. So I'm taking a break from my plans, and I'm just gonna start like mapping out my slides for next week. So here we go. And then I also went to the office to do some lamination. So I did a hundreds chart because our students are going to be talking about numbers that are greater and less. And then this was actually from Target that I got over the summer. I just wanted to laminate it, and I finally did. So I laminated this chart paper so that when we discuss, I can just write on this with Expo and then erase it when I'm done, and then we can reuse this chart paper every time we discuss problem solution, character setting. And then the students, I'm gonna have the students copy this template into their language arts notebook so that they have this template whenever they read a story, they know how to follow and set up their paper. So I just finished my morning session with my kids. We read a story together, and we just kind of talked about and did an anchor chart for problem solution, character setting. And so I feel like everything that could have gone wrong today went wrong, and it was just like craziness. So this morning I had my students set up their language arts notebook. We gave them covers with their like school supplies at the beginning of the year so that they could just glue on a cover. The language arts notebook is yellow, their writing notebook is blue, and their math notebook is like pink. It was supposed to be red, but it really is pink. And that way I can just say, okay, take out your yellow notebook, and then all the kids know exactly what notebook to grab. So we set up our notebook. I had like 4 kids not sure of what notebook to use, because for their writing notebook they have the primary journal with the lines and then the drawing space on the top, but then their reading or their language arts and their math notebook is like the regular wide ruled composition book. And so the kids were confused, the parents were confused, like I was holding up examples but they didn't get it. I had like 2 kids cry because they couldn't set up their notebook, even though I told them like it's totally fine, you can set it up later, it's all good. But I think just the pressure of wanting to be like everybody else just got to them, so they started crying in the middle of the WebEx. And you know, because everybody is muted, I didn't know that they were even crying till they were like raising their hand trying to answer questions, and then like I could hear them like hyperventilating, trying to calm down. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going crazy. So yeah, that was interesting. And then I wanted to play a read aloud of Howard B. Wigglebottom Learns to Listen, so that we could discuss like the character setting problem solution elements. But then the volume wasn't working because it was a YouTube video that I needed to play, but because my computer is hooked up to the speakers, that didn't work. So I had to like unplug my speakers and then turn up the volume and then check and then recheck and triple check, and that went wrong. But finally it started working, so that was good. And then yeah, we discussed like the plot elements here on my anchor chart. So right now I am getting ready for our math lesson. We are going to be doing like greater than, less than, and so I want to get our hundreds chart up and kind of organize my thoughts, because it was just so crazy this morning. Like I felt so bad. I felt so bad that my kids were crying, and I had no idea they were crying until later. It's a crazy start. Oh, and then of course, because of all the craziness, I forgot to take my attendance or turn in my attendance online. So the office is calling me while I'm in my like WebEx meeting, trying to calm my kids down, and it was just crazy. So I'm glad that session is over, that we can take a break and regroup, and hopefully our math session at 10 will be a lot better. Okay, so I wanted to show you something that I found super helpful. So first of all, black pens are the way to go whenever you are writing on like laminated paper like this. Any other color, I've noticed, like it doesn't erase very well. Like it just smears. Even this red one, it takes a while for it to all come off. So what I've used, it's gonna get shaky, is this bottle, which is a Thieves Cleaner from Young Living, which is what I use. So I spray on the Thieves Cleaner all over, and I just kind of let it sit for a little bit. And then what I use is a citrus oil. If you have like lemon or orange or grapefruit even, like those oils will work. So I just put a little bit on a paper towel, and I use this to like take everything off. So it does smear, but I promise it is so much easier to clean off like your laminated charts. That is my hack for you. Use some citrus oil to get off all the stubborn Expo pen colors, and your chart paper will be good as new for the next time you need it. All right, it is now 1 o'clock and I am taking a break from work. I am going to quickly eat my lunch. We have a grade level meeting at 1:30. And then that time is just going to be to like discuss things, our progress, how things are going, and then we're going to plan out our lessons for next week. We have the math and science pretty much mapped out already, but we do need to figure out our like language arts block. So like what we're going to do for our reading lessons and our writing lessons for next week. So hopefully it'll be a fast meeting. Our lessons for today, after the crazy morning, went a whole lot smoother. So math was good. We practiced with our hundreds chart, which is up there, like finding numbers that are less and greater. And then for science, we talked about the sun. So we read a book on Epic, which if you don't have Epic, you need to get Epic. It is amazing. I love that resource. And then the students are just answering questions, and then they will do an iReady lesson. So very fast, very simple, very easy activities that we're doing every day. Anyway, I'm going to quickly eat my lunch, get a few more things set up for next week, and then jump into my grade level meeting. Good morning. It is Thursday, September 3rd, and it is about 8:40. I just got off my morning meeting with my students. This morning, they're working on a writing assessment piece. So we read the book, The Relatives Came by Cynthia Ryland. I think that's how you say her name. And it just talks about, it's a picture book about a family that visits their cousins for the summer, and they just talk about the things that they did during the summer. So, fixing things around the house and eating like watermelons and strawberries and playing together. And then they go back to their home. And so the students for today are going to be writing all about their summer vacation. But I'm having this be done as an assessment piece. So I told the students, like, nobody can help them with their writing or with their ideas. They're just gonna do what they can on their own. But I do understand, like, it's been about 3 months since they've probably written anything, and so I don't have the highest expectations with this like pre-assessment. So we'll see what we get. And then the parents are just gonna email me a photo, or they're gonna attach it to their assignment on Google Classroom. All right, so this is the graph that I am making that the kids are going to analyze. So I'm going to glue these papers down here, and then I'm going to make like lines that go all the way up to separate each column. And then I will put down like a post-it note for every kid that likes that color. So I'll probably ask them either today or tomorrow so that I can set up the graph, and then I will put this graph as well as some questions on their Google slide for the students to answer. So this is what I'm going to set up right now, and then I'll probably laminate this so that I can use it every year. So here we go. Hey everybody, it is Friday, September 4th, and I'm so ready for the weekend. It is about 8:40. I just got off my virtual meeting with my students, and it was really, really sweet. So we read the book Chrysanthemum by Kevin Henkes, and we just talked about our names and why our names are special. And so in their writing notebook, the students are going to be sharing one thing that they learned about their name, whether it means like a special meaning for their name, or like they're named after somebody significant or important to their family, something like that. So they're going to go and use the time over the weekend to figure out what their name means, and then they're gonna write about it here. So that was the morning assignment. And then I feel like my students are getting really good at sitting during our virtual meetings when we do a read aloud. So I'm very thankful for that. And I do admit I try to keep it very animated in the way that I talk, and use my voices and change voices for different characters and based on the mood of the character and things like that. So I feel like that helps them. But Chrysanthemum is a fairly long story, and all of my kids sat so well through the entire story. So I was very grateful for that. Math and science, not so much. They do kind of get squirmish during those lessons, but they're able to be focused, and I can tell that they're working and writing down what they need to write down, which is what's most important. And so they are, hanging in there. So right now I am finishing up my slides for next week. I need to prep my graph for the color graph that I made yesterday, and set that up in my slides and get all of that ready for Google Classroom. And then honestly, that's like all I have to do. I'm actually gonna start prepping and finish up all the things I need to for next week. All right, it is now 3:30. I have prepped all my slides for next week. I finished all of my plans and my lessons. I got all of my supplies together and I am ready for the weekend. I even emailed my parents about small groups starting up next week, and yeah, it feels so nice to not have anything to do. I must say, I'm so excited for this weekend. Anyway, that is it for this week. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and wherever you're at with teaching, whether it's in person or virtual or distance or whatever, even homeschool, good luck to all of you. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.